Welcome to part 2 of my 1000 subscribers Q&A part 2. Okay, got myself a fresh cup of tea, stretched my legs a bit. Right, I'm ready to go on with the questions. Okay. Right, I got a few more from Igloo Game. I've got about, I think it's 3 more from him. Here we go. Many gamers within the gaming community are complaining about why there isn't any new material coming out on gamers' channels, and why everyone else is doing the same material, and that there isn't any new ideas and new things coming out. What's your opinion on how gamers feel very unsettled about this concept, and why themselves don't have no new ideas to come up with? I have several theories for this. One, I do game reviews, and to me they're pieces of entertainment, not just entertainment, but they're a useful tool and informative. And if you're a retro gamer, I think these reviews could be helpful. I try most of the time to pick games that no one's done. End of the day, if you do a review on, let's say, Sonic the Hedgehog, there's millions of them. Same with Mario. But one review I did, which was, I think it was the X-Files game review. Now, I'll be honest with you, after the first fortnight, it got maybe 120 hits. But the advantage of that video is that it's the only review on YouTube of that game, which means that every few weeks it got like 20-30 hits, just from people searching X-Files game, and not Resist or Cert, but the original game. And over time, it's gotten something like 1,000+ hits. I personally think there's plenty of untapped material in this gaming community to go on. You just got to look off the beaten track. And in the day, there's cool events like like an example, the some Base Invaders invasion, or the Pac-Man invasion. I mean, to me, they were great community stimulators because they got people talking, creating videos. We need more like that. But at the same time, my advice is look around. If you see something's not being done, do it. That is your material right there. If you see a game that no one's done anything on, do it. If there's a new game coming out, I know it's not retro, but you can do it. And plus, I still think there's plenty of discussions and games and stuff in this community to do. I mean, maybe one day every game might get a review, might get a gameplay, might get a speed run. Then when that happens, alright, maybe we might get a bit bored by that point, but that's a long way off, if it ever happens. Plus, there's always a new browser games coming out, and there's always freeware. There's plenty of games out there. I mean, if you count every game ever made, there's probably like, well, I couldn't even venture a guess. So that's my answer. I'm not going to have another sweet because I'm still feeling the last one. So, right, next one. What is your opinion on the growth of the gaming community here on YouTube, and how it has failed for some new gamers? My advice for new gamers is don't go on here and look at free channels and think that's what YouTube's about. Some people do that. They go on there, and then after a while it isn't quite what they expected and they leave. Or they go on here thinking they're going to be the next Peter Dorr or next Happy Console Gamer. They got lucky. I mean, they did good content. There are lots of people that make good content, but their videos went viral, they got subscribers, and they're huge. It could happen to anyone, but you should make videos to have fun. Make them to interact. Make them because you like to play games, but at the same time, you have to express yourself. I mean, that's why I do it. It'd be a waste to have all these thoughts and opinions in your head and never share them with anyone. So I would say some people do come in here with a warped idea of what this is all about, and once they realise what it's about, they kind of lose interest. That's what I think. Okay, got let's see, I got one last one for Igloo Gaming. Name 5 of the best game experience you've personally experienced with any other games on YouTube. Shout their channels out and tell us your experience with that gamer. Well, one, you, Chuck, because you've been a great person to talk to. You know, you tagged me, I've tagged you, I've shouted you out, you shouted me out. And I think doing like trades with you has been fantastic. Especially when that last trade review, when you finally got my package. because I was amazed, because one, it took like 2 months to get to you, and the package looked like it had been kicked around, fallen apart, even though the contents were fine. So you were definitely one of them. Probably doing trades with Arcade Game Table, interacting with him, because he's been such a great dude. Draw Treep, it's been great, because before he even made any videos, we talked. And we even talked about doing collaboration together before we even made a video. I actually suggested the idea of us doing tie-in, like game reviews, movie reviews, just on hearing him talk. Hearing him talk, I knew he could pull off what he was going to do. And since then, he's developed his own style. And yeah, he has a roundabout way of getting to his point. But in the midst of his rant, which is quite entertaining actually, he brings up valid points every time. I mean, if you give him a film, he'll be impartial. He'll give you a rant, but if you were to take the key points out of that rant, that is a summary of the movie, and he's very good at that. What else? Probably, I don't know, maybe getting shouted out at the beginning when I started from Aferix. That really meant a lot to me. Probably being included in Steve Benway's game community list. I think any channel that's ever listed me as channel to check out, I don't know, I could spend all day listening to all these great moments. There's more than 5. But that's the ones at the top of my head. Right, so they're all the questions from Eagle and Gaiman. Thank you very much, dude. I really appreciate them. Right, I need some tea. Right, next question is from Treeby Mantel, I think. If I've said it wrong, I do apologise. He's got 2 questions. If you have any advice to give to anyone who wants to make a YouTube account as successful as yours, what would you suggest? My suggestion would be you need to have something to say, or you see something that's not on here. And let's put it this way, my very first video was a video about a mod I did on the Street Fighter 4 Tournament Edition arcade stick. What I'd done essentially was Americanized it. I put American style buttons, I put an American style restrictor plate with an American style back top. Basically, I'd Americanized it, and I noticed that no one had done a video. So I made one, and it got 300 hits on the first day because there was no other video like it in the world. So my advice is, try to do something no one else is doing, in whatever regard that is. Like, let's say for example, you want to make game reviews like I do. A reason I made them was I felt I could bring something new to the table. If you think you have a particular insight into gaming that no one else is really sharing, and go for it. You've got nothing to lose. Just do it. I would say try to bring something. Imagine this table is YouTube. Try to bring something to it that's unique or one of a kind. Or just yourself is enough. That's my advice. Bring something to the table, put it out there, and have fun with it. Right, a bit of another sweet. I'm gonna go with the blue one because they're not quite so bad. Oh, toothpaste again. Oh, I tell you what, I am never doing that again. After this video, I have never eaten sweets and doing questions. Oh, this is definitely a one-off. Right, the next question is from, I think it's Jamie PR? Ooh, I think it's Jamie PR, yeah. What's the best item in your collection? Easy. Panzer Dragoon Saga. There's not many copies of it in the world. I think there's something like about 30,000. It's a rare game. It's a great collector's piece. Not just that, but it's a great game to play. So, Panzer Dragoon Saga, thanks for asking the question. Next one, my good buddy, Arcade Game Table. What system do you own which you had the most difficulty finding games for to build up your collection on that specific console? That is an easy one to answer. The Neo Geo AES. Now, I got lucky. I think the price has gone up on them now. I mean, just getting a machine now, I've not seen them go any cheaper than 100 quid. When I got mine, I got it with 2 controllers, the machine, 3 games, for about 80 quid. Now, bear in mind, I think one of them, which was the King of Fighters 2002, I think that was a bootleg one. And trying to find games is difficult because unboxed, you'll be lucky to get them any cheaper than 20 quid. And boxed, 25 to 30 quid's cheapest, but they don't come up very often. I mean, in the space of a year and a half, I was lucky to get about 8 games. The box ones, I paid between 30 to 25 quid each, and the loose ones about 15 to about £10 each. And quite frankly, once you've got, let's say, King of Fighters 94, Magician Lord, Art of Fighting 1 and 2, Fatal Fury 1 and 2, and Samurai Shodown 1, once you've got them lot, you're done. Any other games you find are going to be expensive. I think those ones are either early ones or popular games, which means there was a bigger run, hence cheaper. But anything beyond those games, you're looking at 50 quid plus, which means my collecting for Neo Geo has kind of paused. Unless I can find a cheap MVS adapter to play either MVS games or get one of those 101 carts, I can't play any more games or collect any more. But I'm always on the lookout for cheap Neo Geo games. So that was from Arcade Game Table. Thank you for the question, and gonna have another hit. Oh God. God. I should really have a spittoon bucket so I can go. Oh, right, quick chew this one. Oh God. That was either booger or mouldy cheese. Right. Next question is... Right, next question is from Goffman. He's got 2 questions. What would you buy that's game related if money was no object? If money was no object, I would definitely buy myself an MVS to an AES to MVS converter, because I've seen them go for 100 plus and I can't justify the cost. I mean, in the day, I know where to save money, because I know that, let's say for example, Gyro Mark of the Wolves, the MVS cart, 25 quid. I've seen them go for 25 quid. The AES version is like 300 plus. Same with King of Fighters 2003, which is a brilliant game. The MVS version you can probably pick up for, I don't know, 35, 40 pushing it. You're looking at 500, 300, I don't know, ridiculous money. So if money was no object, I'd get an MVS, I'd get an MVS to AES converter for Neo Geo. Right, I'm not going another sweep because I'm still, yeah. What is the rarest, most valuable game system in your collection? Well, valuable game would be Panzer Dragoon Saga, because let's put it this way, it's the most expensive game. It's the most expensive game I've ever purchased and will ever purchase. And most expensive system? I suppose technically it would be my SNES with Disc Doctor, because I paid about 100 quid for that. But it's only because it's got a very rare attachment. But system-wise, on its own, probably the MVS. I mean, I got mine for about 80 quid with 3 games, but they definitely, I think a lot of gamers in the last few years, their gaming, I don't know, vocabulary, so to speak, has greatly increased, and games they wouldn't have known about, they know about now. I mean, I only discovered like Neo Geo games probably 4 years ago, but any gamers who are getting into retro gaming now, who are trying to get a good grasp of what is good in the game in the world of retro, I think a Neo Geo is a must-have system, and that's why they're getting more and more expensive. So even though it wasn't that expensive when I got it, it's more expensive now. So hence, I would say most expensive system probably would be the Neo Geo MVS. Okay, those 2 questions were from Goffman. Thank you very much. And just for you, that's got to be doggy poo. Oh God. Okay. Got 5 questions from Draw Troop. I've got about 7 minutes left on this SD card, so I can probably get through these questions. Right. What's your view on achievements and trophies? Be honest with you, now I'm not really that interested, but when I first got a 360, I was mad about achievements. I tell you a funny story. I actually bought a copy of Avatar, not the film Avatar, but the cartoon Avatar the Airbender. And I bought it because I was told within 5 minutes you could get 1,000 achievement points just by pressing one of the buttons, and that was true. You just keep doing a successful combos, which involves attack, 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 attack. Then you get an achievement. 5 minutes later, you've gotten all the achievements. I bought it, I got 1,000 achievements, and then I sold it. It's the only reason why that game sells for like 15, 20 quid, because of that achievement. Right. What in your opinion do you think is the most overhyped game? Probably LA Noire. Now, I'll be honest with you, I enjoyed the story. I thought it was a fantastic story. And I thought the interaction with the characters was really good. But the game tries to give you this sense of freedom, which quite frankly, it's an illusion. There is no freedom. The investigations are just... It's simple. You go around a room and you just click anything. Just walk over there, click a button. Walk over there, click a button. To me, the only time the game ever gives you any kind of freedom is when you're driving to locations. The rest of the time, it's on rails. The game took like 5 years to make, and they practically whipped all the people who were making the game. Hence why Rockstar, whatever, worked with was it Bondi Studios or Banzai or I can't remember what they're called. I think LA Noire, it's a good game, but it's extremely overhyped. If you can get it cheap and give it a quick whirl, go for it. Do you think the membership cost of Xbox Live is worth it when compared to the PlayStation Network? End of the day, it's a reliable system. Let's put it this way, before Xbox Live I was a PC gamer, and yeah, you'd regularly just time out. The Xbox is by far the most reliable game experience I've ever had, but you have to be a gamer who plays online all the time. If you play, let's say, I don't know, 3 hours a day, every day, then I would say Xbox Live is fantastic value for money, especially if you buy 2 years in advance, because you can get it dead cheap. Do you think 3D movies are worth the extra charge on a cinema ticket? No, absolutely not. Some places are charging ridiculous money. I mean, if they charged you, let's say, I mean, my local cinema, I think they charge like £5, but I've got a cinema ticket so I can get it half priced. So I think I pay about $3.50. If they charged you half your ticket price again, then I would say maybe, but the problem is you can't watch them for any longer than 2 hours where your eyes straining, and quite frankly, films like The New Hobbit or Avatar are longer than 2 hours. I'll be perfectly honest with you, I'm set in my ways when it comes to movies. I like them to be big and 2D. But everyone's different, so... Alright, and the final question from Draw Troop was, The Green Lantern, so dull, LOL. Yes, that was very, very dull. I saw that and I was like this. I mean, it was like, where was the storyline? And I'll be honest with you, I've read reviews, and even the ones that praise it, they weren't really praising. They were saying, yeah, it's not a bad movie. I even saw people who'd been interviewed after leaving the cinema, and the only reason they didn't trash it is because they didn't want to make out that they basically waste their money. they were like, yeah, alright film. Which is code for, actually, I didn't really enjoy it, but I don't want to tell everyone that I paid £5 for a film that I hated. I'll be honest with you, I personally didn't like it. I personally couldn't get into it, and I personally thought it was rubbish. But, you know, I'm sure there are people out there who enjoyed it. Right, those are all from Draw Treat. So I'm going to have one more sweet, and then we'll call that the end of part 2. Oh God. I'm going to go for a white one. I haven't tried a white one. There might be a white. Bum bum bum. What the hell is this one? It tastes like perfume. Oh God. Yep, I've had enough of that one. Right, end of part 2.